Most people have no clue that HighLevel has a built-in webinar platform. This means you can run registrations, host your webinars, and automate your entire webinar funnel sequence all without ever leaving HighLevel. And if done right, webinars are one of the most powerful ways to generate leads for your agency. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So to access the webinar feature inside of HighLevel, you're going to come into your sub account, you're going to go right down to sites, and you're going to click webinars right here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click new webinar funnel. So you'll see two different options here. Number one, you'll see on-demand webinar funnel, which is something that is pre-recorded. Then you'll see live webinar funnel, which is a live webinar where you can answer comments. It's basically like a live stream. Okay, so again, one, you record and upload, the other is live. And I'm going to go through both of these, so don't worry, but they're very similar once set up. So first things first, we're going to go through the on-demand webinar, which again is if you already have your webinar recorded, we're going to walk right through this. So we're going to click this and we're going to click continue. So first thing, you need to name said webinar. We're just going to do GHL Wizard webinar. Okay, so you're going to put your exact name in. Then we're going to do next. Okay, and then what's going to happen is we're going to have to pick a form. So this is really important. You need a form created in HighLevel. And if you're wondering like, well, why do I need a form? Well, it's the first page. And I'm going to break this down in like a couple minutes. I'm going to show you how a webinar works properly, but you need a form to register. So this would be an example form where they put it in and you collect their email address. So you can send them the reminders. So they basically get pushed into the webinar. So that's what this is. So you need to click the exact form you're going to be using to pull them in. And when we go over automations later, which yes, I'm going to cover because that's a huge part of this to automate your email sequence, you're going to need to have the right form. So we're going to click whatever your form is. Again, if you don't know what a form is in HighLevel, just drop a comment down below and I'll send you the exact tutorial on this so you can get you covered. We're going to click that. We're then going to click next. We're then going to plug in our webinar file. So again, what is a webinar? It is a video that people are being pushed to close them on some sort of sale, either pre-recorded or live. So you need to plug in your video here. So we're going to go like this, and we're just going to select this video. This is nothing special, but that's what we're putting in. And if you see right here, once they register and they click through, it's going to then come to this video right here, which is the video that we're talking about, which is the one I just uploaded. So from there, we're going to click next, and then we're going to click our webinar template. So you're going to pick whatever webinar you want to pick. So we're going to come in here and we're going to do, let's see, let's pick this one right here. I'm just going to choose template, and you can preview and look at them, but we're just going to pick this one for the sake of the video. And you can pick whichever one you want, but this is the template that we're building out. So as you see here, it's bringing us right to the page that we created, which is a webinar. So then you'll see that there's actually 3 pages created. Now, what I'm going to do really fast is I'm going to break down these 3 pages in about 10 seconds so it makes sense. So there's 3 steps in this webinar. There's number 1, which is webinar registration, which is where you're collecting emails to run them through an automation. So think you're collecting emails. That's the whole goal of that. Number 2, which is webinar confirmation, is where you're sending reminders, which is the automation we're going to build out. So this is really where a lot of the money is made because it's going to be the follow-up. How many people can you get to said webinar? Now, again, if it is live, it's going to be a different sequence versus if it is just regular, and which we'll go over in a sec. And then number 3, which is a webinar broadcast page, which is where you actually engage and convert leads in real time using said webinar. Now, if none of this makes sense, drop a comment down below and I will answer whether you're a beginner or advanced. That way you understand the exact process of a webinar. But those 3 pages you're seeing are these 3 different steps. And these are them right here, as you saw. So that's essentially how this process is broken down. Okay, so what we're going to want to do really fast is we're going to want to edit these pages very simply. So we're going to edit a new tab, and we're going to edit a new tab. We're just going to make sure all of the said pages are working properly. So first things first, the webinar registration. So this honestly looks good. You just want to fill in your copy. You want to make it look how you want it to look. Again, if it has like a header with links, get rid of it. That's going to ruin the point of said webinar. But what we want to do is we want to put a form in here. So we're going to click the webinar form and boom. There it is, or whatever form that you want to put in. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come up and save it. So this looks pretty much good. Again, it's just depending on what you're doing. Make sure the copy has been changed. And if it has a header or a footer, I mean, you can leave this, but you don't want anything where it can take them away from the page. So just is not a good webinar. So first things first, you make sure you have everything looking good on that first page and that everything is sitting right. Then you're going to come to that second page, which is webinar confirmation, which is this right here. And then right in here, they can watch the training, or it'll take them to the next step, which is thank you page, and then they would go into the training. Now, this completely depends on if it's live or not. So if it is a basic webinar where they are just getting access immediately once they fill in the form, it'll just say thank you and immediately redirect to said webinar. Now, if it is live, the difference with that would be is they would come to this form page, they would fill it in, and then it's going to bring them to a thank you sequence and then be like, okay, get ready to come to live, et cetera, et cetera. But again, it depends on your timing. So from there, all you need to do is make sure all of the pages are edited and have your proper stuff on them. Again, I'm assuming you know what a webinar is already and how to build funnels. Again, drop comments if you're confused and I can send you the right tutorials, but you're going to want to go in and fill this in properly so that it matches said brand. From there, our entire webinar is looking good. It's good to go. You would just come into settings, make sure you put it on a domain, tweak any other things like that, and then you're good to go. From there, your webinar is now finished and it's ready to be promoted and stuff. So now that we have that built out, we're going to go through the live, and then I'm going to go through the automation sequence so you can automate this entire thing. So we're going to click this again, but this time we're going to click live webinar and we're going to click continue. So first things first, we're going to need to name our webinar. So we're going to do GHL Wizard Live, and you're going to put in whatever you need to do. We're going to pick the exact time zone you're in, and then this is really important. You're going to click the date of the live webinar, okay? Because if it's live, it has a date where you're on and talking. Again, the advantages to live is you can actually talk to the people like on the screen and do like kind of like a live stream, and you're just going to pick the exact time you want, and then basically you're good to go. Then what we need is we need our marketing form, and once you have the right form selected, you're just going to click next. Now we need to put in your webinar links. Whatever you're using, you need to put it in. So I'm just going to do zoom.com. Again, that's not actually the link. You want to put in whatever your webinar live link is. Then we're going to click next. Same thing as before. We're going to click our template. So we're just going to choose this template right here. See, it's very similar to the other one, but with a couple key differences. And boom, you'll see right in here, just like the other one, we have the ability. So now what you have to do, just like the other one, is go through and edit it, make it live, just like we did for the other one, and you're good to go. As you hear, as an expired webinar one, so it's a fourth step, and this is just basically to get people back onto the webinar to make it evergreen. So again, you have 4 different steps here. That's the way it works, simple as you like. And it's the exact same thing as the other one, except that it's live and it has a different date. So again, go through, edit it, and you're good to go. And if you guys have any questions at all, drop them in the comments down below and I will hook you up. Now what we need to do is we need to move on to a really important part, which a lot of people miss, which is the automation side of things, because this is how you're going to automate your follow-up and get way more people in your live and increase the chances of selling way more people. So to access automations, we're going to come right down here. Okay. We're then going to come into create workflow, and we're going to select template because they already have one pre-built out. And we're going to scroll right on down. You'll see it right here, webinar registration and confirmation. So we're going to choose this template. So here it is. Now I want to let you know before we jump in, if you're interested in high-level learning, really how to sell this stuff and run webinars and do all of this stuff, I've got the 30-day free trial link down below, not a 14, but an exclusive 30-day free trial where you get access to all of my bonuses. And my bonuses are literally the best. It's a private community full of winners. Okay, we have every training you could possibly want and every snapshot you could possibly want. I mean, no one gives away what I give away. And we have over six live coaching calls that you get to attend every single week for free. We're even adding more. And again, these are calls with me where you can talk to me, my other coaches, like legit agency owners, you know, that are selling Go High Level and mastering this process. And you guys get access to all of this amazing stuff for free when you sign up with that 30-day free trial link down below. And if you already have High Level, there's another link you can click. So check that out because I think you're really going to like it. Also, if you have questions on that, drop it down below. So to edit your automation, we're just going to use this trigger. You could use a trigger link, but I don't want to go into that right now. So we're just going to delete this right here. But the trigger we're going to use is registration form submitted. So we're going to click this right here. We're then going to click add filters. We're going to do form is, and we're going to select the exact form that we wanted that was on the webinar. Because if we don't, this isn't going to fire off. So pick the right one. You could do a trigger link. That was what we talked about before, but we're not going to go over that today. I do have a video on trigger links if you're interested, so let me know. We'll get it taken care of. But we're going to pick the exact form you want for said webinar. Then when you click this, it is this form. So when someone submits this form, this entire webinar kicks off. So the next really important part you need to do is you need to come right in here and you need to specify when this is going to fire. Because if this is a scheduled thing, sign up for my webinar, it's live in 3 days. You want these emails and everything, okay, to be based around that time. If it's immediate and it just happened, I feel like they submit a pre-recorded one, it immediately wants to go immediately into the webinar. And then all of this is a follow-up on to sell them said thing if they don't buy. So it's two different kinds. But in this, you're going to pick the exact time if it's a live webinar. If not, we can just scratch and immediately start putting them through the sequence. And then through here, you need to go through and you need to make sure every email has your copy and exactly everything you want leading them to the webinar if it's live. And if it's not live, if they haven't bought yet, you want to essentially move them into a sequence where it's trying to get them to buy your product. That's the whole goal of this. And I actually recommend, to be honest, make this way longer. I would even do something like this. Let me show you a little trick. We'll come right here. We'll do copy all actions from here, and we'll come right here and we'll paste below. And boom. And then what I would recommend is we make this way longer because this isn't long enough if you're doing more in-depth stuff. So I would come right here, I'd do copy all actions from here, and then do this, paste below. And then we have it way longer. Obviously, you want to go through and change the wait times and the emails. Like, please do that. You can use ChatGPT, Claude, or any of these things to help you generate these emails, but it's really important that you go in and you fill this out because this is where a lot of the money's at, is in the email sequences. And it's very easy to set up, as you see, but if you don't properly do this, you're going to miss out on a ton of business. Because I'll see people and they'll literally send like 2 emails out. You have to really work them and you have to make them persuasive and you have to guide them to your webinar or to the product you're trying to get them off the webinar so this whole sequence fires off. So once this all looks good, you just click draft to publish, save it, and then put in the exact name you want, and then you're good to go. And from there, this entire webinar sequence will kick off. So that's exactly how you want to do it, guys. This is how webinars work inside of High Level. They're extremely powerful if you do them right. And the cool part too is because you have all of this stuff in-house, in High Level, you can do so many other things. QR codes, trigger links, an entire massive automation. You can have it all in-house. You can also add AI to it. So like AI chatbots, AI voice agents to work your leads so you don't have to. I mean, you can essentially, if done right, automate your entire process so it's hands-off, which is like, you can't really do that any other software all in one. You can do parts of it and you have to mix softwares, but with High Level, you can pretty much do it all in just High Level, which saves you money and a lot of time and a lot of stress. So the last thing I want to show you before we hop off is how to do lives in a community, which isn't exactly a webinar, but it's very similar. So I think it's important. So I'm just going to go to the private community right here that I have, and I'm going to come right in here to click Go Live. You'll see this if you have a community inside of High Level. If you don't know how to do that, guys, it's right under memberships. I have a full video on this. Just drop any comment down below and I'll send you the video. But in here, we can essentially either do straight from High Level or a streaming software, and we can come right through and we can literally go live inside of High Level. This is actually really cool. And this is something that is going to be big in the future when High Level gets even better and everything's in one place, because you can essentially go in your community and just do lives and sell from there. There's no gatekeeping. You don't have to go to other softwares. You can just do it all from here. And again, this is all inside of the community under the Go Live feature, which is right under the memberships portal in their communities. And again, if you don't know how to do any of this and you're like, this looks cool, but I don't understand, drop a comment down below and I'll send you the right tutorial. But this is really important because a lot of people are using stuff like School and these other platforms where you have to mix so many things into one. With this, you don't have to. You have it all in one place, which is really powerful. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I do want to let you guys know that I'm going to be linking a video at the end of this video that's going to be going over pipelines in High Level. I'm telling you, you need to learn this. This is up here because what this is going to do is this is going to help automate your webinar and funnel way more. And it also goes hand in hand with AI, so you know where your leads are at in your process. Because if you're just doing automations alone, it's not good enough. You need to see who's a hot lead, who's a cold lead, who's been sold. That way you can sell more people. And again, this video is going to be linked right at the end of the video. If you guys are interested in that 30-day free trial and getting access to the community, click the link down below. Any questions, drop them down below. And most importantly, make sure you watch the video that pops up at the end of this one.